That was it. Okay, so day 11. No, the do now was a little bit of arts and crafts. We were given a triangle, if I can put it back together. How did this go? Okay, it was like that. That's my triangle. We had to cut it out and then rearrange them so that they share a vertex and they're adjacent. So I'm going to flip my paper over and I'm going to rearrange them just like that. And then I got to get me some glue. Let me get glue. Or you know what? I'm going to just tape it. Okay. All right. So B's got tape. C's got tape. And then A's got tape. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to put angle A like this. Even though it's upside down, it'll work. Angle B, I want to line up my sides and make sure that the vertexes line up to the vertices. Like that. Okay. Close enough. And my last angle, like that. Okay, so we went from a triangle to this. Here's our new shape. So let's look at what it's telling us on the do now. It says, what do you notice about the angles? Do you think that you could estimate how many degrees altogether these angles make up? Angle A plus B plus C, without using a protractor or anything. Could you estimate what this angle is that they create?
180.
Say it one more time.
180.
180? What do you guys think? Yeah, 180 degrees. So we have a straight line that is created. Mine's not perfect, but whenever you take the angles out of a triangle, and this will work for any triangle, the three angles together create 180 degrees. So I'm gonna ding. That's our big angle. 180 degrees. So that's what we came up with. Let me grab a separate do now sheet so we can talk about this. So let's talk about the first topic that I have written down for the day 11, which is today. We're starting our next unit, Unit 2, all about triangles. First thing I have on here is triangle, sum of angles. What does sum mean? What does sum mean? S-U-M.
It's a total amount.
Yeah, the total amount. So sum is like a fancy word for adding them all together. So what we just discovered by rearranging the angles from this triangle is that the angles inside of a triangle are going to add up to 180 degrees every time. This will work with any triangle that you have. They will always equal 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and start a little page of notes, because there's a couple of facts that we need to know regarding triangles. So this is, I'm going to title my page. Oh, there goes the timer. Geometry we're starting Unit 2. Man, that does not want to focus. Focus. There we go. Unit 2. Triangles. Okay. So, what is a triangle? What is a triangle? If I had to have you guys give me your best definition of what a triangle is, how would you guys describe a triangle?
It has 3 sides.
It has 3 sides. Okay, that's correct. I'm going to draw a shape with 3 sides. Okay, so here's a triangle. So triangles have 3 sides. What else does a triangle have? So I'm going to write
Both sides equal the same.
always?
No, not all.
Not always, but sometimes they can. Sometimes they can. Like the one that I just drew, they look to all be about the same length. But there are 3 sides. They're not always the same length. What else does a triangle have? We just rearranged them. Angles. We have 3 sides and 3 angles. So here are our angles. 3 sides and 3 angles. So a law, a rule, or I guess it might be a theorem of triangles is that when you add together all of the angles, it will always equal 180 degrees. So 3 angles, and I'm going to write add up to 180 degrees. They always do. Always do. So what if I gave you a triangle and I told you some of the angle values? I'm going to tell you here that this angle is how many degrees? Since I drew a box? 90 degrees. Good. So I'll just remind ourselves by writing 90. And this angle is 30 degrees. How many degrees would this angle be? How could we solve that? X. If these 2 angles are 90 and 30, how could we figure out the value for this angle? We could do it through an equation, absolutely. What might that equation look like?
It would be x plus 9, wait,
Mm-hmm.
am I saying that?
You're doing it right so far. Go ahead.
X plus 90 plus 30?
Yes. X plus 90 plus 30. You're halfway there. What's the rest of my equation?
Equals 180.
Yes. Equals 180.
I know a little.
You know something. You got it. Okay, so how would I figure out what X is?
So now we need to, the 90 on the 30,
Mm-hmm.
the 90 and the 30.
Yeah, so we're going to combine those. What's 90 plus 30? Good. 120. And I'll just bring everything else down. X plus 120 equals 180. What would I do next? Perfect. We're going to subtract 120 from both sides. And what is our value for x going to be?
It's gonna be 110, negative 110. Wait, we're subtracting.
Subtracting what?
180 minus 120. That's okay. Here, we could even do the old-fashioned way. What's 0 minus 0? 0. What's 8 minus 2? 6. What's 1 minus 1? 0. So x equals 60. Nice. So our missing angle in our triangle would be 60 degrees. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Let's see what we got here. What if I gave you something a little different? How about I'm going to draw a triangle that has an obtuse angle. We got a big angle here. Let's say this one is 110 degrees. And then let's say this angle is 25 degrees. And we'll say that this angle is x minus 12 degrees. How would I find x here? And go ahead.
So x minus 12 plus 110 plus 25.
Yes.
180.
X minus 12 plus 110 plus 25 equals 180. Perfect. Let's solve this one.
And then you combine 110 and 25.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a variable next to it.
Perfect.
You need a big word.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Y'all are smart.
So then bring down the x minus 12.
Now, what was 110 plus?
So it's 135.
Thank you. 135. And then you said bring down our x minus 12 plus 135 equals 180. Now, what do you want to do next? Oh, that's okay. Take your time.
Do you minus? No, you plus? I got stuck on this yesterday.
I know it. So we actually have two options here. We could combine 135 and negative 12. We could do that first. Or we could do them separately and do minus 135 and then plus 12 to get x. If that seems easier than trying to combine, then you can totally do that.
So you can minus 135 on both sides, right?
Yes. You want to try that instead? Let's do that.
Don't combine it.
You can combine them. That'll work too.
So if we combine it, it's 147.
Ooh, did you do 135 plus 12?
No.
Because that would give you 147, but we actually have minus 12 here.
Oh.
Even though it's on the other side. I know, so sometimes whenever we have like a minus or a negative number involved, if it makes more sense not to combine and make the, leave chance to accidentally forget it's a negative, it might be easier for some people to just get rid of the 135 and then get rid of the 12. So I'll start by doing it this way, and then I can show you the way we would do it if we were combining. Okay, are you to this point, guys? I don't want to jump ahead of you. Okay, so what would I do here next?
Bring down the x
Yep, bring down x
minus 12.
minus 12, perfect, equals
So 180 minus 135.
Tell me what you get. Perfect, 45. Now we got one last step.
Put 5.
You said divide?
Would you plus 12?
Yeah, so we would only divide if there was multiplication here.
Okay.
But this is subtraction. We have x minus 12. So we want to do the opposite of subtraction, which is adding 12. Add 12. And what will that give us?
X equals 57.
Perfect. X equals 57. So we solved for x here. Now, what if I named my angles? I'm going to call this A, B, and C. Can you then find the value or find the measure of angle C? Now that we know what x is, what would angle C be? How could we figure that out?
When you just replace the x with 57?
Yes, exactly. If C is x minus 12 and x is 57, we could just replace x with 57 and solve for C. So here I could write C equals x minus 12. I know that because it's in my picture. And then we just found x, so I'm going to replace it. 57 minus 12. And what is 57 minus 12? What's funny is we actually...
45.
Yes, 45. It's funny because we actually just did that in our equation. We already had the angle, believe it or not. That's really funny. So 45 degrees is the measure of angle C. There we go. Okay, so solving for x or solving for a missing angle, even though this is a brand new unit, it should feel pretty familiar and somewhat comfortable since we did a lot of this in the last unit. Except for it wasn't in a triangle, it was just random angles that we were trying to solve for.
We're not doing no more
Graphs,
graphs.
not today at least. Not today. I couldn't tell you. I'll be honest, I don't know what the end of geometry holds just yet. I'm not there in my planning. I'm still, we're kind of going a few days at a time. All right, so we found the missing angle. We found our x. Now I am gonna give you one that I want you to try on your own. See how you do with it.
Can I do it on my video? I'll make it on the back of my...
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's totally fine with me. Okay. I'm gonna label this. This is day 11. Okay, how about I give you, I need to use a different writing utensil. My markers are starting to run out of ink. And your picture doesn't have to be exactly like mine. I'm gonna give you a funky one. Yeah, that's not a great triangle, but you guys, I really should be using a ruler. Okay, let's call this angle A, angle B, and angle C. And here are the values I'm gonna give you. How about, let me think, 90. This one is 150 degrees. This one is gonna be 2x. And I'm gonna say this one is also 2x. Let's say these angles are the same. Okay, so on this triangle, first I want you to solve for x, then I want you to find the missing angles. So which angles are missing? A and C. So I want you to tell me what the measures of angle A and angle C are once you find your value for x. So I'll pause it while we do work. So, number one, solve for x. So how would we set up the equation to solve for x here?
2x plus 2x again.
Uh-huh.
Plus 2, 150.
Perfect. 2x plus 2x plus 150.
Equals 180.
Perfect, 180. Okay, so we've got our equation set up. And where do we go from here?
Well, you plus 2x.
Yeah, so I've got 2x plus 2x. What is that? Yeah. 4x plus 150 equals 180. Okay. Then what?
Minus 150.
Yeah, just subtract 150. Uh-oh, what'd you forget?
You still get a decimal, but I don't know what
I got a
decimal
decimal.
is.
What decimal did you get?
37.5.
Whew, okay. What step did you not do?
The second one.
Where you combined the two x's or where you subtract 150?
Oh, the 150.
Ah.
Two X's.
So what did you do with the 150? Did you just pretend it didn't exist?
I guess so.
Gotcha.
What I just did.
Yeah, that that won't work. Okay, so let's see now. We subtracted 150 from both sides. 180 minus 150 is
30.
30. Okay, and we just have that one step at the end to go to get x by itself. We'll just divide by 4 on both sides. Okay, and that'll give us, did you just sneeze?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. I was going to say bless you.
7.5.
7.5. Perfect. So, step 1 is done. X is 7.5. So, how are we going to find the missing angles?
Did 2 times
Yeah, perfect. Both of the angles, I know angle A is 2x, angle C is 2x, and exactly what you said, Ritson, since it's 2 times x and x is 7.5, I'm just going to do 2 times 7.5 for both of them. We're just replacing x with the value that we found. And that will give us what? 15. Good. So I'm going to rewrite down here. And this is how we would label a missing angle. Remember, whenever we name an angle, we first draw the symbol for angle. It looks like a tilted A almost. And then we write the letter of the angle. So we needed angle A equals 15 degrees. And angle C equals 15 degrees. And then we'll circle that. And that's your answer. That's not so bad, is it? It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky just getting into the swing of it. But we're going to do a bunch of practice. So don't even worry about it. Okay. So, does everybody feel good about how we set these up, what to do, all of that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what if I give you something like this? Here's a really tricky one. So, the triangle I'm going to draw you I'm not drawing it perfectly. What I'm meaning to draw is a triangle where we have 3 congruent angles. What does that mean?
They're all the same.
Same.
Yeah, they're all the same. So I've got congruent angles, they're all the same. I'm gonna name them A in the bottom left corner, B in the top corner, C in the bottom right. And let's name these. How about 4x plus 1 for A. And then for B, 60 degrees. And C is X degrees. This one actually might not be as tricky as I thought if you really think about what's going on here. So I want to see if you guys can figure this one out though. So, same thing. First, I want you to solve for X, and then I want you to find the missing angles. Okay, addressing the problem that I just gave you is impossible. Here's the new problem. What is X? No, I'm sorry. That was completely my fault. So what is the value of X? You actually won't need to solve anything. You can look at it and tell. 60. X is 60 because they are congruent. What's the missing angle values? 60 also. So in this case, X is 60 because we can see that they are congruent, and we can say that angle A is 60 degrees and angle C is also 60 degrees. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm gonna give you one more like this. One more, and this time it won't be bad. I hope. I'll double check it before I officially tell you. Okay, anybody still need this? Can I move up? Da, 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 da. Okay. Now we also could make sure that this actually is a triangle by adding all of them together, and they should come up to what number? 180. And they do. 60 plus 60 plus 60 is 180 degrees. So, last one for now. Here is your triangle. And let's see. Okay, this one will work. I know it will.
But we already know what A is.
We do know what A is. We know what C is. But we don't know what X is. And we don't know what angle B is. So first of all, let me actually just ask you guys this as a class. When you're looking at this problem, what are you thinking in terms of how you're going to set an equation up here?
3x plus 2 plus 90 plus 55 equals.
Okay, wait. You're saying 3x plus 2 plus 90 equals 55?
No.
Okay, repeat that then. Maybe I heard you wrong.
3x plus 2
Mm-hmm.
plus 90
Yes.
plus 55.
Yes, okay. And then you're setting that equal to 180.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So you guys could absolutely do that. However, I actually want to show you a little shortcut. I want to show you a little shortcut. Might make it take a little less time. Instead of starting with solving for x, it would actually save us some time when we only have one angle that's missing. We can find the angle measure first with a little fewer steps, and I'll show you what I mean. I know that all three of my angles, A, B, and C, added together is going to give me 180 degrees. So I'm going to write A plus B plus C. So let me just put in the values I do know. I know A is 90. B, I don't know yet. I'm going to leave it as B. C is 55. Let's solve here. I'm going to combine my 90 and my 55. See what that gives me. 90 plus 55. I got 145 plus B equals 180. Okay, then what would my last step here be? Yeah, you'd subtract 145 from both sides. And then, let's see, 180 minus 145. I get 35 for my B. So, if I know that angle B is 35 degrees and angle B is here, 3x plus 2, what sounds easier to you? Taking 180 equals 90 plus 3x plus 2 plus 55 and solving? Or, since these are equal to each other, couldn't I just do 3x plus 2 equals 35? I could. I totally could. Now, both ways are going to give you the correct answer, absolutely, because what we did here is we just solved for the total of B without using the x. So, I'm going to set up this equation to solve for x. I'll do 3x plus 2 equals 35. Now how am I going to solve for x? Yeah, minus 2. Okay. I'll get 3x equals what? 33. And finally, we'll divide by 3. Yes, x equals 11. Perfect. Perfect. So we did both. We solved for x and we solved for angle B. 35. Okay. Now, I feel like I went a little quick there. Does this make sense to everybody, or how are we feeling?
Good.
Good? Anybody not feel good? You're okay? Should we run through another one similar to this?
Yeah.
Okay. One more, one more. All right. Okay. Let's do man. Let's say this is 93 degrees and it's A. Let's say this is 40 degrees and it's B. And let me think. This is 10x plus 3, and it's C. So, first, this time, let's switch the order. I want you to solve for the missing angle, C. Then I want you to solve for x. Okay. So how would I set up an equation to solve for the measure of angle C? We are going to use 10x plus 3 when we're solving for x. But this time we just want to find how big this angle is. And what do we know about the sum, or what happens when we add all of our angles together in a triangle?
180.
It equals 180 degrees. So if I add angle A, B, and C, what do I get? And you just said it.
180.
Yeah, 180. So let's write this as a guide first. A plus B plus C equals 180. I'm trying to solve for C first. So we're not going to put any numbers in for C. We're solving for C. Let's just replace however many degrees A is and however many degrees B is. So what's our A? How many degrees is angle A? 93. Good. How about B? Angle B. 40. So we know those two, but we don't know C. And we're going to set that equal to 180. So now you guys solve for C on your own. And I'm going to silently work it out up here, and you guys check your answer, see if you get it right. Let's see if I can do this. And when you finish, tell me if you get something different or if you get the same thing. What did you get, Redson?
Well, I did it differently, so.
How'd you do it? Okay, let's see.
I got this right here for C.
Okay.
I'm sorry for
Okay. So you solved, let's see, plus 93 plus 40 is 180. You solved for X. And then,
We're gonna do a home and make it?
I'm have to go to the school and like that. Don't want to do it. Gosh, the school.
what did you do? Let me see.
I don't think I was going to.
36.
Yeah. The Mexican one. Was doing
You can't remember.
one.
So it looks like you got X is 4.4, and then instead of plugging that into your original, you plugged in 40. So try putting the value you got in there, and I bet you'll get the right answer.
I did.
You got 47 degrees? Very nice. Anybody get something different? Same thing?
82.
Yeah. Okay, how do we solve for X now?
You plug it all in together.
You could plug it all in together.
Yeah, you do 10x plus 3
Mm-hmm.
plus 93 plus 40 equals 90.
So we could do all that.
Oh, I forgot you. I gotta get this right.
You could, it would work. It would work perfectly. But this is going to save us some time if we can recognize this fact. I know that C is 10x plus 3. I also know that C is 47. Both of these are telling me what C is, so they must be equal to each other, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we just do 10x plus 3 equals 47 instead of writing out all the other angles and solving it again? Would it make it easier? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You'll get the same, you should get the same answer though. Okay, so let's solve. I'm gonna subtract here. And you guys see if you get the same thing again. It looks like from the work I saw on your page, Ritson, I think we're getting the same answer. You'll get a decimal for X. Uh-huh. Okay. Y'all got it?
Yep.
Did you get the same answer as me?
82.3.
82.3. Oh my God. Woo! It's like, girl. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is how we solve for missing angles and solve for X. That's basically the gist of what we're doing today. We're going to talk more about sides of triangles next time, but we only have like 10 more minutes, and I think I want to give you guys that time to work on your exit ticket. So, let me give that to ya. So this will be day 11 exit ticket. And I'm going to use a ruler. Okay, if you are wanting yours to look just like mine, I'm going to give you actual measurements for this triangle here.
This is day 11 already.
It is day 11! I
We got
know.
our first geometry credit next week.
I know, it's so crazy. It's so nuts. Okay, so I'm going to make my first line 4 inches. Now, actually, the only way for yours to line up just like mine is if you also put it at the exact same angle. And you know, it just might not be perfect, and that's okay. I'll make the next one 4-ish. So 4 degrees, or inches. 4 inches, and let's see if I line that up right. Oh my gosh, that's about perfect. Oh, just drew a perfect equilateral triangle. That's okay. All right. So, I'm going to call these A, B, and C again. And A will be 2x degrees. Yes. B will be 60 degrees. C will also be 60 degrees. So, your task for the exit ticket is to 1, solve for the missing angle. And then solve for x, or whatever order you want to do it in. You just need both of these. And that is it. That's all I got today, guys. I'm going to end that.